What do you get when you put steel, chains, pods, screaming, roaring fans around people? Probably a BDSM show. But WWE, they got their version. It's the Elimination Chamber. And not that really many, I'm really surprised at the amount of, I was like, well, Triple H always normally have about 5 matches or whatever, so not too surprising to be honest, but it did feel like, I guess, well, we'll get to like the Sami KO thing. I think that's just going to probably be a really long match. Anyway, started off. I was like, let's get to it. Well, there's no reason to act like this brand new. I'm going to go with the Women's Chamber first. So, I'm looking at all the people in here. I really think that this is really one of the more easy of the predict of the two, to be honest. You got Alexa Bliss, you got Bayley. I was like, you got Naomi. I was like, you got Bianca, Liv, and Roxanne Perez. And I was like, I've done a video of like the best case for why each one should win. And to be honest, I was like, while I was like, outside of Naomi, I could really make a case other than just like Naomi's just been putting in good work. And she's been in a lot of matches already though for the championship, and she's lost a lot of them this year. That's the only reason why I really kind of wouldn't do her. To me, I think I was like, the two, I was like, I'll say three. I'll be like 50-50 of like that. Cause I was like, Bayley, I think she's out. I think she's just a good hand. I was like, Alexa Bliss, while I think they could, I was like, that to me, she mirrors Roxanne for a shock win, but I think that they probably don't want to. I was like, I feel like they probably don't want to do that and try to figure out a story there. Whereas like it's easier with maybe Roxanne in that case or whatever. I was like, cause to me, I was like, you could do Alexa Bliss. I was like, you could even, there's enough time here where you could even do some Wyatt 6 stuff and incorporate her and incorporate that with the Rhea stuff as well. I think you could do that, but I was like, I feel like the way that WWE been lately, not really. So I was like, to me, I was like, it's very simple. It's kind of Roxanne and it's kind of Liv Morgan. When I did my Raw review, I took Liv Morgan out because I was like, there's no way that they could give her Chamber win to have her face Rhea once again and also have her tag team championship. But if we do sort of like do something with the Jade angle, I'm like, wouldn't that have to do with Naomi and Bianca and almost taking each other out? Plus Bianca Rhea is such a big match that to me, I was like, that to me would seem like something that they will try to build throughout the year kind of thing or whatever. To where I was like, cause to me that will be to me the men equivalent of like Cody and Roman type of thing. You got your two biggest stars colliding, and I was like, that would main event of WrestleMania. Whereas like I feel like with the 6 weeks, I was like, would they really do that along with the Jay story circling around it? I think that's too much of a shadow. So to me, it's either Roxanne or it's Liv Morgan. And I was like, Roxanne had a thing with Jordan Grace on NXT, so she still is down there. And I was like, if she is still sort of down there, while yes, she could get called up at any moment, it does seem like they're still like sticking her too close around there. But I'm just like, do they want to do Liv again? And I was like, the thing is, I was like, I've said it, the Liv thing is also weird because the EO Rhea thing, and I was like, are they going to let that actually be a conclusion where Rhea beats EO? Or are they going to have it? I was like, because I was like, I can't see that EO wins it. I can't see it wins it. And then EO faces Liv or EO faces, I just can't see it. But at the same time, I'm like, they could, like, I've been calling for basically them doing sort of the Paige thing where they cover, so I was like, someone new just pops up and immediately win the championship. Because the thing is, if it's Roxanne, you have to have her beat, to me, you have to have her beat Rhea. I was like, I think you sort of have to, but then again, I was like, see, kind of like, if it's Rhea, Liv, and EO, you have Rhea win, no problem. I was like, you got EO win, no problem. I was like, you can even have Liv win. I was like, but I think you would have one of the other two. I know, I'm talking a long time because I'm still trying to think of who I want, who I think is going to win. I think that's different. And I think it's Liv. I was like, I took out the running, but I'm putting her back just because I sort of feel like they want to stamp that and make that what that was supposed to feel like earlier in the year. And what we sort of got at Netflix, while yes, I was like, I think that they want that to be WrestleMania, but I would not be shocked if Io get thrown into, because Liv had beaten Io. And I think Io has beaten Liv. Rhea and Io, I was like, I don't think they've matched up just yet. They've always just teased it. So I was like, what better way to sort of get them all involved or whatever? I think that's the route they're going to go. I think Roxanne has the best case, but I was like, I don't think they're just going to pull the newbie out here and have her wrestle. All right, so I was like, let's stick with basic. Let's go. I was like, let's go with the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens thing. I don't know how they're going to really do this, because to me, I was like, while it's an unsanctioned match, it's still kind of a match where the referee is just there to basically count 1, 2, 3. To me, I was like, they could fight. To me, I was like, they could fight all over. Everything goes. Cool. That's fine. I was like, I was like, they're both, I was like, they're both being like in their like home area. I was like, to me, it all just depends on basically like what will be the WrestleMania for each one of them. Because I was like, do you redo this back? I was like, KO after this, I was like, unless Randy returned, there's really nothing for him to get involved with other than Sami. Whereas like if Sami beats KO, to me, I was like, then this is sort of done to me, to be honest. I was like, and then Sami had a little bit more, a plethora of people to face. And I was like, in a way, but you also could throw Sami against anybody, to me, more than Kevin Owens. Because Kevin Owens got motive for what he's doing compared to Sami. But Sami, once he beat Kevin Owens, would sort of just be done with it. So I'm gonna go. I was like, I think that Kevin Owens get this. I was like, to me, I was like, while yes, you will want like the big pop of the babyface. What would be even worse is Kevin Owens just basically destroying Sami here. We'll see if they family show up in some type of way, but having Kevin Owens, I think, beat the hell out of Sami to basically prove, I was like, at a point of like, I can't stop him if Kevin Owens wants to do this or whatever. And that to me will probably be able to get them to have a rematch at WrestleMania, because I was like, I think they both need something to do, why not to each other in that type of way. Alright. So what I feel like will probably be some intermission or something like that is going to be this whole soul thing with, you know what, to be honest, I think this is probably actually going to be last. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. I was like, I actually think the Cody Rock thing might actually play out after the Elimination Chamber. Because like I said, I think Cody is going to say no. I think he's going to flat out be like, no. I was like, I think he'll joke around with Rock. They'll have like a chuckle, whatever type of stuff. But I think he'll come to basically just being like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm these people's champion, blah, blah, blah. And then I think that's where, and this is why I think it should happen after the Chamber, is that way you can have the whole thing of who is actually, like, because I'm like, The Rock is going to be final boss. Then he has a contingency plan. And that's where I think whatever the plan is or the backup is should be let known of somebody who comes out and attack Cody Rhodes and put Cody Rhodes out or whatever. Then you get The Rock doing his whole stick, grabbing Cody in the face, just being like, oh, you think you're going to say no to me? You think you're going to say no to me? Eventually, you're going to say yes to me. Or basically, I was like, where it's just like the route that's like, hey, eventually Cody will just let into The Rock and whatever's on that side or whatever. I sort of said like the Teen Titan thing where the Robin joins up with Slade, because eventually he had no choice. He was put in a predicament where he had to do it. So I was like, why not do that? The same thing with Cody, put him in a predicament, either through beating him so much or doing something where, like, I don't know. I was like, Brandy Rose is compromised. I was like, he got Brandy Rose, or he got the dog, or something, something to where he had no choice. Or we go the route how a lot of people have been talking about, that he picks somebody or a team of people, and basically that's like, it's like, oh, that's cool. your days are numbered because this is going to be his authority, his corporation, his whatever you want to say. I was like, who that necessarily would be? I was like, that could be anywhere between. It could have been like Solo and Jacob Fatu in that group, which is going to be split up, or it could be anybody. I was like, I think it's going to be somebody in the chamber that will come out on this side or whatever. I think everybody sort of has outside of Seth. I think you can. I was like, you can have somebody, you can have anybody or whatever. I think Damien Priest will be a downer to people, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so then the women's tag team championship. I mean, not tag team championship, man. Just tag team match. It's going to be Trish Stratus and Tiffany. It's going to be them. I was like, there's no point of even talking about it. Candice LeRae takes pins. Nia Jax. I was like, you're not going to have the champion lose. You're not going to have the WWE legend lose. And I'm pretty sure this is where they, like, if once they win, Charlotte should be out there and Charlotte should give Tiffany a reason why she chose her. I think they could do the whole thing where they just play around and she never answers her or whatever like that. But I don't believe the way the WWE sort of writing thing that they'll be able to do that in a right and compelling way. So to me, get it all out the way of why she chose her or whatever, whether it be because she's weak, which would be a weak reason. I was like, maybe she just don't like that we're both blonde hair. I was like, maybe there's that. Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, have it be something and do it here. Like, have her take out Trish or whatever, and then her and Tiffany just sort of brawl or whatever, or just explains it or whatnot. And I think Trish should sort of stick around Tiffany, to be honest, and sort of just be like a mentor to a mentoree or whatever, because she is sort of young with the championship, and she will be doing this by herself. She's not going to have Trish's help in that type of way, but she'll have Trish in her corner or whatever. And then they go to WrestleMania, and we'll see how all that goes. Last but not least, the men's chamber. And unlike the women that I pedaled down from like 3 to 2 to 1. And I was like, I did the best case scenario for everybody here. And I will take Logan Paul and Damien Priest out. They're not winning this. Not at all. So that was down to 4 people. Cena, Seth, Punk, and Rollins. Now, it all depends on how, I guess, they want to do this. Do they want to make it easy for Cena and get him his last win or whatever, or have a chance at WrestleMania to go for it all? To me, I was like, Rollins being like, I guess, Cody's friend up front, but CM Punk is also the same thing, and he's also been pining for this main event match as well. I was like, and Drew McIntyre, my bad, I forgot, Drew McIntyre. I don't know what they want to do here, like, because I was like, the biggest matchup would be CM Punk. To me, I was like, and I think Cena as well. I think I was like, now the problem is with the Cena thing route is because I feel like it's going to be too much of them like being so respectable that it's going to probably be a little bit of a bore. CM Punk is able to do a good job, and I even think Seth Rollins too, of being able to be good guys that got points that they can talk about that can turn where it's a little bit fickle between people that are cool with each other. But I sort of think Drew sort of makes the most sense of his spot. He's had beef with Seth Rollins. He's had beef with CM Punk. Let them two take each other out. Which I think that I was like, that's what I think they should do. I think that Seth and CM Punk should have a WrestleMania match or whatever, and because they just sort of get into it, and Drew is the one that comes out on top. I think I was like, almost his redemption story of trying to finish the story. His second time being able to get the championship match, just like Cody was. That's the story you can sort of tell, is that CM Punk, not CM Punk, Drew McIntyre basically telling Cody, is like, Cody, that's the wrong person. But he basically just telling Cody, hey, listen, I was like, look at this. I was like, 2nd year in a row, WrestleMania, just like you. And I was like, first time, I was like, while I was able to win the championship, I didn't get to have my story. Here, what better way to forget my story is to destroy your story. I was like, I think you can do it, because I was like, he has a little bit of combination of CM Punk and Cody of CM Punk and Seth Rollins, where it's kind of like I'm up front with you in the way that CM Punk is, but also Seth Rollins, where it's just kind of just like trying to tell people my truth and this is how I feel and this is how it should be or whatever, and all these theories and stuff like that. But who I think is going to win? I think they're gonna give Cena the win, because I don't think there's anybody for him to face at WrestleMania that's worth a damn for him to have a match without it being Cody. Whereas everybody else, even Drew, I feel like you can figure something out there. I know people are saying on the Damien one, but I was like, you could figure out something with that a lot more to me than you can what Cena does at WrestleMania. That's just sort of a gimmick type of thing. Yes, this whole thing is, but you could just tell me that's kind of just like a some legacy play. Like outside of like him facing like Randy Orton, maybe Kevin Owens, there's nobody that I feel like Cena can fight that would be worth a damn in that sense. And there ain't really nothing that I feel like who is he going to really fight at? I was like, he doing a retirement year. This was a retirement match. That'd be different. I would see Randy Orton being his retirement match. That's been like his rival. I could see Kevin Owens, because I was like, Kevin Owens made a name off of beating John Cena. But outside of that, there ain't nobody. I was like, Logan and Cena is a thing that you do on another PLE or you do it on the show. That's not a WrestleMania match. So I think they're going to give it to Cena. And that's why I think it is intriguing for all the people that are just saying, hey, I don't think you're going to get a Cena run, but it would make sense in this case to do it with The Rock, just because it gives something to the story instead of just like, it's like, hey, you're a worthy champion. You're one of the greats. It's like, I've been doing this a long time. I was like, I remember seeing you. Remember my daddy? And like, nobody wants to see all that. So anyway, that's what I think it's going to be. I think Drew should, but it's going to probably be Cena. Anyway, how do y'all feel about Elimination Chamber? I was like, I'm good on it. I was like, we need to get stamps and approval of this is what it is, and that way we can start figuring out WrestleMania and build up the excitement for that instead of feel like how everybody's kind of like with it. Cause I was like, you shouldn't be comparing it to last year. Last year was an anomaly to me in ways that I'm just like, that's not going to probably spike like that for a good while. But anyway, let me know what you think. Till then, peace. I'm out.